Welcome to another UX Meetup Brno. I'm so glad to see you all today here. And nothing is more enjoyable for me than seeing this community is growing and growing. Today's event is organized by UX Associate and it's powered by Kentico. So as you know, UX Associate is a registered association with over 200 members. 300 event is organized, and we have several different kind of events like UX Mondays in Prague, UX Dinner Brno, Design Digest, and several other kind of events. And right now, I would like to start today's sessions, which is AI Insights for Designers. And our speakers are Matěj and Honza.
Have you ever wondered how it would be awesome to make your product a little bit smarter? But how it should be done? Isn't it too difficult? Where do we start? And can we leverage AI for that? That were questions that we are asking ourselves in Kentico. So for that, we introduced a new team called Intelligence to answer these questions. We came up with concept called ARA, which stands for Artificial Intelligence Recommendations and Assistance. ARA is an intelligence layer that spans the entire product, aiming to empower marketers and content editors to become more productive. So there are two key points. First, it's a unified entity that spans across the whole product. So it's not just a plugin, but its core embedded functionality. And that the main purpose is really to help marketers and content editors to be more productive. So how does it look like in our product? Imagine you are a content editor and you just wrote an amazing article. You published it on your website, but no one is reading it. Oh, crap. So what do you want to do? All right, let's just write small teaser and send it like in your regular newsletter. But how should you start? Would you start writing it from scratch? Or would you just copy paste the article and start tweaking and fiddling about it? Okay, this is how we approach it in our product. What you see here is a screen in our product where you are creating a new email. Down there, there is a content field. And if you want to generate a content, you just click on the small purple bubble that's there and saying AI. So I will show you how it's done. So you click on the bubble, then you select existing content, you choose like the article you just published. Wait a minute. Hey, what's with the GIF? Oh man, you GIF. I hate you. Let's try it again. So you see the whole route. Okay, so I will make that it never happened. So you choose your content. Oh, I hate you GIFs. But basically you just click on generate and then imagine then your amazing new content appeared there. All right? Just like magic. Okay, let's move on. So yeah, you might say, hey, I could just copy paste that to ChatGPT, right? Like, okay, what's the big deal? And sure, you could. But we are here because we care about the user experience, right? Right? Okay. And there is much more that you can gain with the integration than just UX. So let's talk a little bit while about the benefits you get with integration. Privacy. So first thing first, when you are using free ChatGPT version, it can use your data and your input to train the model. So you should never put your company data, not speaking of customers' data, into free ChatGPT. However, when you utilize the OpenAI API, or even better, if you use the GPT model that is served by Microsoft over Azure, you gain much higher level of security, privacy, and compliance. Ease of access to your users. Like you see the button, this is just one click away. You just click, it generates the text, it's back in your product. So you don't need to open any other app. You don't need to set up like complicated configurations. It's just there waiting for you to use it. It's much faster to use. Again, like you don't need to copy paste things around. You don't need to fine tune your prompts. It's just like prepared for you right there. So it's just a couple of clicks and you are done. You're good to go. No experience knowledge needed, like for the content editor. So your content editor does not need to have a degree um, in prompt engineering or create like something like that. You can just leverage what our engineers already fine-tuned, what went through many iterations and user testing. But most importantly, data, right? Like integration really opens up gates to your system. So it gives you huge capabilities, what you can do with that. And you can really use whenever you want in your system as your input. And this gives you real superpowers. So you could saw how we made use of it in our prior example, or you should see how it but gives, we generated email based on the content of our article we already had in our system. Cool, right? So let's follow the story of our content editor. Usually generated text by the AI is not ready for production. Usually marketers then fine tune it, they tweak it a little bit. So we wanted to give them a helping hand. So this is the generated text and this is how it might look like, or how it look like. You select the text, there is small bubble, see the pattern, and you just choose like what you want to do with the text. And boom, your refined text is there. You can use it right away. Or using images. Content editors, it's like their daily bread. So imagine you have an image you want to use, but maybe it's not in the proper form, right? Maybe it's too low in quality. Maybe it's cropped wrong. Maybe it has that stupid white background that no one cares and you want to make it appear away. So what now? Like you just say your content editor, hey, just go and learn Photoshop, right? And you pay for the license, sure. Or you just tell them, hey, go to your graphic designer and he will do it for you. And he will like, sure, I will wait a week for it. Of course, not gonna happen. So imagine you can just like do it directly, that he or the content editor can do it directly in the product without any hassle. So it could look something like that. You could integrate this tool into your product. This is not in our product yet, but we are planning to put it there. So basically there is a list of opportunities with endless possibilities, what you can do and leverage with AI, from generating images, SEO, through auto tagging, to analysis of sentiment of the written text. But to get back where we started, maybe you are still asking, okay, how we should do it? Isn't it too difficult? Where we should start? Can we leverage AI for that? So I would say, as always, start with the research, right? as UX community. Find the opportunities you have, understand the user needs, the needs of your users, right? And learn about the gaps you have in your product. And at the same time, look out for what's already out there in the world of AI. There is plenty of existing models and tools on the market you could use really ready at your fingertips. And then just find the match, find how the existing tools solve existing user needs. And start small. It's really like not a rocket science. You really don't need to come up with like new large language models, or you don't need to have large armies of software engineers to really like build this up. Only thing you need to learn is how to leverage existing tools and how to integrate them. So good place to start is like, for example, to go to platform.openai.com, explore the model, find out what the model is capable of, just like play with the API, and maybe you will come up with some ideas how to use that. So to wrap it up, if you see an opportunity that you can bring a value to your users through AI, I just want to encourage you, don't be afraid of it. It's not that hard. Just start small, get in the game, iterate on it, and you will see what you get out of it. And remember, you don't really need to use AI for every problem out there. Like, find proper use cases, find where the AI is strong, and where it brings the real value to your users. Thank you. And now I would like to give a space for Marek, who will tell you how to utilize AI in your daily designer's life.
Thank you, Matěj. I will start with the SIP. Okay. Okay, so before I deep dive into my today's topic, I will start with my bold statement. I'm a perfectionist. I have high quality standard on myself, especially on myself. And guess what? Sometimes it's a real struggle. And you might be wondering why I'm telling you this. Recently, when I was preparing myself for upcoming usability testing, I found myself struggling with narrating short but engaging background story and task scenario. I really wasn't satisfied with my outputs. I was too hard on myself. And then I realized I'm a designer, not a writer. But I didn't want to give up on my quality standards because I know that the background story and the task scenarios are really important because realistic context help users to immerse themselves in scenario. Users have more authentic interactions with the prototype, and users can relate to the task with their real life experiences and needs. They also are more engaged and motivated to complete the tasks. So it's my ultimate goal for every single usability testing. And today, I would like to help you with in a similar situation like I experienced. So here is what I'm going to cover in my today's presentation. I will share with you how to set up custom GPT, how to get quality outputs, how to speed up the repetitive task, and how to make impact on your team. First of all, I would like to start with telling you about insightful article by Sheila Theo. She shared her story about how she won Singapore's GPT-4 prompt engineering competition. She introduced the COSTAR framework, where each letter represents a piece of information that you need to provide the GPT in order to get quality outputs. You need to provide context, objective, style, tone, audience, and response format. All of these pieces are essential for getting quality outputs from your GPT. And usability testing is a repetitive task for me. I do it on a regular basis. So it doesn't make sense for me to generate complicated prompt every single time. I needed to speed up the process as much as possible. And that's why I decided to choose or use custom GPT. I started with the prompt using CoStar framework. So I specified context, objectives, style, tone, audience, and response format. I also included examples of how the output might look. And after that, I uploaded knowledge files and disabled web browsing capability because I wanted to GPT works only with my attached knowledge files. Among knowledge files, I provided context, which represents two of our websites that we use for usability testing, Dancing Goat and KBank. KBank represents the banking vertical that we are targeting. I also provided the names of our personas and their roles, so GPT can work with them. After that, I included also a few summarized articles from Nielsen Norman Group, such as this one, writing about writing better qualitative usability tasks. And then I was ready to go. I really like the option to share your GPT using a link with anyone, because that's how your team can benefit from it and how you can make a real impact. And here's how it works in practice. You don't have to come up with a complicated prompt. You just need to specify three simple things, three simple variables. Personas, like in this case, marketing mic, site, KBank, and user goal. In this case, creating marketing automation. And your GPT already knows the rest. And you get quality output. As you can see, there is a background story and task scenario. And of course, it's not the bulletproof. As you can see, in my task scenario, there is a keyword marketing automation, which is a leading task scenario because I don't want to point my user directly to the application that I want him to use. So you always need to tweak it a little bit and adjust the output, but it's matter just seconds. So today, you should probably already know how to set up custom GPT, how to get quality outputs using CoStar framework, how to speed up the repetitive task, and how you can make an impact on your team. So today, I would like to leave you with a question. What are you going to do about it before your next usability testing session? And to make it a little bit easier for you, I prepared a Notion page where you can find all of the information I presented here today. So feel free to scan the QR code and create your own GPT. And let me know how it worked for you. Thank you very much for your attention. And that's all from my side. I would like to invite back Matěj to the stage so you can ask questions if you have anyone.
We can decide what model to use. That's one thing. And for now, we are always using tools that have like one trigger on the beginning and certain output at the end. So if we use improved model, you will see improved output from now then. So for now, it's not a real issue when the model is updated, because of course, we need to do some testing to see if it's not giving like wrong outputs. But if it's fine, then we are just happy that it's updated. Not sure if I can answer that properly. Martin, would you be able to explain how our licensing works?
I believe that in the current situation, it's a beta version. So we provide for our ICPs or for our few clients that we have on our new product for free, if I'm not mistaken. And then when we will have a full featured product, then we can probably sell this feature as extra. Yeah.
Oh, we we believe. No, to be honest, we are now in a more in like experimenting phase, and we said, okay, we just need to start by doing something. As you saw the examples, there were like really small bits now. So we are really on the beginning of our journey, but we are already working on implementing Amplify on our products, so we could measure it. And also we have a pretty close connection to our partners as agencies, and they have pretty close connections to their customers. So we have a quite good feedback line. So we gather the feedback quite fast.
Okay. As you can see, I have no presentation for today because I want to lick your brains and share. What can we share about a few topics on AI for designers? So let's do it. I think or I thought it will be nice to at first cover some basics. So AI in workplace. That was good. What was that? I hope everyone sees what's on the whiteboard. Okay, perfect. Thank you. In workplace, or in the workplace, but it doesn't matter. The second topic might be AI for designers. That's, I think, what you came here for today. And I really loved Marek's example. It was a really good example. Thank you, sir. The third topic that might also interest all of us in the future is AI designers. Because at least for now, some of the capabilities of AI are quite similar to capabilities of designers. And the fourth topic might be AI products, because some of you might be designing products using AI, such as Kentico, for example. So let's start. AI in the workplace. Who does use AI in his or her day job? Who uses it daily? Okay, few hands. And who does not use it at all? Nobody. Great! One topic covered. One topic covered. I have found out that not many of our clients, because I run a small design consultancy, care about 100% organic ideas, which means only people came up with those ideas. They just do not care. They do not care where the ideas come from if the idea works. And one of the things that we know today that AI is quite good at is coming up with some ideas, to think divergent, and also to converge somewhere. But anyway, this is one of the things AI is quite good at. And that brings us to our second topic, which is AI for designers. And I want you to share with us right now, how do you use AI for your work? Because many of you were waving your hand. So what capabilities do you use when you are using AI? On the whiteboard. Come on, Lukasz. Great. So text generation. We have also seen it in the example from Kentico, text generation. Please never use lorem ipsum in your life again. Just do not do it. It's the worst idea you can ever get to put any lorem ipsum in your mockups. If you do want to know why, please come to me later and I will explain to you, or mansplain, sorry, to you. Okay, any other scenario where you can use AI? Ilham. Okay, summarize. Okay, summarizing things. AI is quite good in analysis and synthesis. And as, for example, a junior designer, if he or she does some analysis or synthesis of sticky notes or citations, quotes from an interview, she does something right or wrong from your perspective. But if you use AI for summaries or for analysis of quotes from the interviews, you can do it, for example, 5 or 6 times again and again and again without losing any energy. And then select those you think that are right. Okay, so summarizing and also this analysis of text, let's say. Come on. Yes, notes from the meeting. Notes. Those were the days when a junior designer wrote a lengthy text from the meeting. AI does it now. Okay, anything else? Image generation, yes. So it's not only text generation, it's also image generation. And very soon, a video generation. So, and maybe infographics generation. For example, I have used ChatGPT to create me a diagram of how we work. And I just told him, hey, these are the methods we use. Please create a diagram for me. And it created a diagram where the right methods were connected together. And I was able to see how it all works. And it was 95% true. It was not 100%, but 95. That's quite good for a machine. Yes, coding, perfect. What else? Finding new solutions. So idea generation. Idea generation. This is, by the way, something that ChatGPT and all the other tools, do I have to explain you the difference between tools, models, and the companies, providers? Anyone who needs an explanation, please raise your hand. 4 or 5, come to me afterwards. Because it's important, and there are some important insights in there, but we will continue without it now. Okay, idea generation, because as I said earlier, large language models are quite good in divergent thinking. So they can generate you quite a lot of ideas in a matter of seconds. And those ideas can be, by the way, quite complicated. For example, you can tell your favorite large language model. For example, for me, that's Claude 3 Opus. You can tell it, for example, okay, I have this opportunity and I want to work from first principles and use Wordly maps and use Canevin and combine all those concepts together and generate 200 ideas on this opportunity. And it will blow your mind if you do that. So, idea generation. Anything else? Learning. I have seen yesterday, I have seen a great, I would not say startup, but someone in Singapore was experimenting with Socratic learning. And it was, they created a chatbot based on Socratic learning to teach you, for example, branding or business or design, human-centered design. And it was just like, oh my fucking God. This is better than any teacher I ever had. Just like that. And I was sitting there playing with it, even though I should have done quite a lot of different things. And I was amazed how good it was and how it made me think about stuff. And I can share you URL, but I do not know how right now, but I will manage it somehow. So it's out there and you can use it, and it's quite wild. I mean, really interesting. So learning, definitely learning. One of my favorite AI people, Ethan Mollick, says, when you are learning with AI, you need to think critically about anything that AI tells you, which makes you think more about the stuff, which is actually good. So, learning. Yes, that's the analysis of text. That's the analysis of text and synthesis of, let's say, documentation. Because persona is a kind of documentation. Yeah, kind of documentation. Okay. And I just specify, well, I leave him to specify what persona should look like, and then let him fill in the gaps based on the analysis. Okay, great. Yes. Synthetic research. I do not need to talk to people anymore. I just put stuff in ChatGPT, says manager to the designer. And I would be quite cautious about synthetic research right now, but I know there are startups out there that are trying to create a tool for synthetic research. So there might be a time when we would not need to do any more interviews, which is fucking crazy. Synthetic research. Right now, you can definitely use it for secondary research. Because we are an agency, we go to a new client in completely new market we know just nothing about. So we ask ChatGPT or Opus 3 or anything else, any other large language model, and ask about stuff and try to orient in the market because we need it. Okay, anything else? Yes. 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 Who knows Reloom? 1. Okay. I will put it here. Relume. Also, they say. It's a tool that, by the way, can generate a small website. And it can generate all the wireframes for that website based on a few words of prompt. Every wireframe is basically user interface and content. And user interface is a commodity. Apps actually for websites, I think for mobile apps too right now, it's a commodity. Every website looks the same. Every mobile app looks nearly the same. There's some divergence there, but it's converging. It's really converging. So when you take commoditized UI and combine it with content that's not based on the research, you get quite a normal wireframe. And yeah, you need to check the content then and try to think, okay, is this based on some kind of communication framework when we are talking about websites? Or how can I enhance this content with my research? Or do I need to change anything? But for first draft, it's just like magic. Just like magic. Well, and it takes 5 minutes for 10 pages of the website. So maybe you should consider using it sometimes. Okay, what next? Which is something a little bit different than analysis of text. Yes, data analysis. I do not know about you. I know some people that look at this large Excel spreadsheet and say, after 15 minutes of watching this Excel spreadsheet, do you see that interesting trend? Well, and I'm not one of them. So I need an assistant, and large language models, or AI, are just that assistant. They analyze data for me. And we have done it many times, and it's quite okay. It's not 100%, but it's quite okay most of the time. Anything else? I let the AI go through it. No, I do not like Excel spreadsheets. That's a really good question. How can you trust AI in any of this? You can't. That's it. How can you trust your junior staff in any of this? You can't. That's it. It's the same. If it's important, do it yourself. It's not that important, put it in the AI. Most of the time, it's not that important. I do not say every time, but most of the time. The rule number 1 is never trust anything that went out from the AI, as from your junior staff also. Because that's it, that's life. You need to control the quality. If you can't do it, hire someone who can, but you need to control the quality. At least for now. Okay, any other scenarios? I would say tech support. I'm not good at writing. Tech support. AI is quite good at any tech issue you will have as a designer, and you need help with it. It sucked all the Reddit, so there's everything. Okay, I will use my magic notes. Summarize, that's there. It can categorize common problems or common opportunities. That's the analysis of text. It definitely can generate options. That's the idea generation. You can simulate customer behavior. That's the synthetic research. You can definitely use AI as a critic. You can use AI as a critic. You can tell him, go to the website houseofřezáč.com and tell me what's wrong with it. Because you are an experienced user experience designer, and you know that House of Řezáč is a design consultancy that specializes in some stuff. That's, by the way, one of the things I was missing in the CoStar framework, the role, but maybe I missed it only. Because you can assign AI a role and it changes how it behaves. So assign him a role or her or it. Guidance, yes, guidance, that's something like learning, but yes, definitely guidance. Generally giving advice, yes. What an ambitious project. How did you created it? Well, an AI agent told me to do so. Yes. Yes, that's very good. There's some kind of tech support or general support. Also, when you have a synthetic audience, you can use it to test your ideas. This synthetic audience. So that's quite a lot of stuff. Yes. Well, you can create an idea, then put it in the AI and tell it something like, okay, you are now an experienced marketer in US bank, and I'm showing you this. Simulate his reactions or her reaction to the idea or to the landing page or to anything else. That's, for example, it. It might, yes, when you use design probes. If you do not use design probes or any other method to test business ideas before you create them, actually. So it might be useful for that. For testing concepts, let's say. Testing ideas. Anything else? Research. So the secondary research or the synthetic research or secondary research. Or desk research. Desk. Desk research. Okay. As a yes, that's the advice part or support part. Yes, read it for me. one of my lawyers, because I have multiple lawyers, I need them. One of my lawyers said something like, well, right now we are generating 95% of the stuff. And I told him, okay, why is this invoice so high? And he never called back. So yes, lawyers, definitely. Checking contracts or creating contracts even. That's the text generation or summarizing. I have created this great email with AI and send it. And the person on the other side, I have summarized this great email with AI. Okay, old joke. Never mind. So as you can see, if I draw, and you all know what this is, yeah. Sorry. Double diamond. Double diamond. Now it's quite artistic. Double diamond. You have secondary research here. You have text generation that will be used somewhere here. You have testing the ideas that can be used here, or for example, here. You have analysis that's here. You have meetings and nodes that might be here. You have synthesis of documents that's anywhere, basically. Coding after the double diamond. You see my point. This is the daily usage of AI for designers. Because AI can help us. Well, right now, it cannot help us with facilitating workshops, or at least I do not know about that. It can take notes, and it can help you to guide you through facilitation of workshop. Yes. Yes, it can. It can create a workshop. Yes, it right now it cannot be responsible for you. Well, and that's it. Anything else AI cannot do in your line of work? I know politics. Moral questions. Yeah. 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 And that will be quite interesting in the future, as there will be more capable models, and some of them will be truly immoral. Because why not? There will be open sourced immoral models that will help you to construct your next atomic bomb if you have enough uranium or something like that. Because why not? So, yeah. Yes. That's a very good part, because AI lives in the world of text. Does not live. It's in the world of text. It does not know about the real world. So yes, that's a really good point. By the way, that means that right now anything physical is much safer than to do just the virtual part of the job. Because if you do physical stuff, you are replaced much harder with the AI. Planning. Yes, planning. Planning and project management. Definitely. It can do something like that. For example, I told it for one talk, this is the list of methods we will use on this project. Please create work breakdown structure from this list of methods and then create tasks for these people that will work on the project. And it did it. As I said, 90% okay. 90%! That's a lot. Okay. Lots of stuff that an AI can do right now for designers. Which brings us to our third topic, which is AI designers. How long will it take before there will be a first AI designer? A lot. Not a lot. Not very long, yeah. There is one already. Tell me more. Yep. Maybe because there's quite a lot of stuff that it can do right now. Maybe we can talk about what it can't do right now or in the near future. What it can't do. Testing. I suppose there will be tools that will use AI for usability testing, and then there will be very interesting situation where you will have synthetic audience and synthetic researcher doing completely synthetic usability testing for real money. I would call it fraud, but many people will call it opportunity because that's business. Okay, but it cannot go to physical world. So physical testing or research, let's say. Ethnographic studies, you can fly to Africa to find out how people in Rwanda use mobile apps. AI can't. AI is already there, but never mind. Yes. Yes. And what does it, what's missing? It has all the knowledge to do usability tests right now. I think the problem is not the knowledge. What it does not have. Sorry? Critical thinking. That's good. Okay, anything else? Sorry? Not many design. No, okay. Empathy. Okay. By the way, there was experiment in 70s with their version of AI that was on, I think, psychotherapy patients. And the AI was the therapist. And everything went absolutely marvelous until the users found out that it's an AI, not a real person. Because computer can't have empathy with you, even if it can simulate it quite good. So until they found out, they were treated just fine. You can create GPT as a therapist. You can create a GPT that has very good active listening skills, or it pretends it has. like so many people out there. Yes. Opinion. I think it's only my thinking that we can write opinions here. It can have opinion. It is quite a lot of opinions. They are not necessarily true, but well, expert advice, it can do expert advice. It can simulate to be a user experience designer with all these color theory and stuff. And you can put, well, at least for now, some screens, not a video in it. But it can provide you some opinions, I think. No? Yes. Okay. Empathy and feelings. Okay. Many managers do not have. Okay. No. They are natural with AI. Okay. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. I know many people, but they are not designers. I know. They work in other departments. Avoids conflicts. Okay. Conflicts. That's important for us as a designers to go into conflicts with our users. No, with our managers. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so we are talking about input type. Because from what I understand, you are telling us that right now it needs a prompt to work. Mhm. So when the input type will be a camera, things will change. I think so. That's a very, very interesting part, and it might or it might not evolve as fast as we think. It might not. It's the future, people. I do not know the future. Nobody here knows the future. Nobody out there knows the future. Even AI researchers do not know the future. Do not get scared, but something that does not exist yet. But let's talk about what is missing. So, okay, it's not human. From what I see, it does not have yet any real agency. Proactivity. You will give it a task and it will do everything to complete the task. Yes, lacking a will. And there are quite a lot of experiments with this part, because agency is needed if you want to create an AI assistant. It's really important. Right now, there's no agency. In the summer, we will see. As someone said here, things are running fast in AI. Okay, anything else that is missing apart from, yes? If you were on any corporate brainstorming, you know that not only original ideas can win, neither original means successful. Okay. God. Is it? Okay. Doesn't run. Yes. So if we be fast learning enough and have better agency, and AI does not have similar visual input types as we have, that's critical thinking and understanding combined, something like that. Or morality. Why are we doing this? You can, for example, when you are thinking about leading an interview, a research interview, you can think about all the components you need to lead this interview. For example, active listening skills and managing the time and place, and empathy and critical thinking and agency, and some methodology that you use to do this interview. And you can think about them as a chain of all the components that are needed to do this stuff, actually, to do the interview from perspective of a facilitator. And if you do that, you can then ask, okay, what AI cannot do right now? And you can spot on the market the signs that the things will change. And it will help you to orient better in your own professional career. Or might, I don't know, try it. Okay, that's AI designers. Any topics for AI designers before I close them? Yes, Elham. So the question is, who will be replaced first? Yes. Okay. That's a good one. The thing is, quite some things we do right now in design are commodities already. Definitely user interface. If we are talking only about wireframes, it's commodity. If we are talking about branding, visual branding, it's not 100% commodity. You have better or worse visual styles out there. And when a company already has one okay visual style, well, it can apply it on the UI, which is commodity, and that's it. That's it. You do not need a designer, you need a manager for managing the stuff. My perspective. I'm not a very big fan of managing UI because that's commodity. That's not interesting. It's definitely interesting to do some research to combine quality and quantity and create insights from it. And as you can see, AI can do quite a lot of stuff there. And yes, it lacks critical thinking and it lacks gut and it lacks real understanding of the world. But at the same time, I would say right now 50% of work of a researcher can be replaced by AI. The designers, and I mean product designers, the folks that combine business with user research, synthesis of data, and create ideas. AI can do it too. It just add more analysis here. It can do it. And I know quality is sometimes better, sometimes worse, and that's it. Right now, we are working with the worst AI we will ever work with. It's the worst one. What does it mean? Well, some of you might have a design agency next year. It will be a synthetic one, of course. Because one of the things AI cannot do right now is to sail effectively in physical space. Interesting question. I think we can have beer and talk about it more. Well, at least we are not copywriters. Okay, AI products. And I have no place here, but I can. Oh, yes, please. I need a bird. From what I see right now, there are. And to say that, I need to explain the company's models and tools. So sorry, everyone. 3 layers. Companies that create the models that enable creation of tools. Companies, the most famous one are OpenAI, Microsoft, Anthropic, Google, maybe Amazon in some near future, we'll see. They create models. Which models do you use? Gemini, which one? You don't know. It's okay. Anyone else? .5 turbo, great things. I need to tell this. GPT 3.5. Shit, I do not know. Anyway, any other models you use? Yes, GPT-4 or the MIS, something like that. And I use Opus, Claude 3 Opus. The only thing you need to know about models is that always use the best on the market. Always use the best on the market. Fuck GPT 3.5. Please never use that again. It does not make sense. It does not make sense to use Llama. It does not make sense to use GPT 3.5. It makes sense to use Opus, Claude 3 Opus, Claude 3 Opus. It makes sense to use Gemini 1.5 Pro or Ultra. It makes sense to use GPT-4o as Omni. And that's it. Nothing else. Because if you use anything else, it will give you worse experience than these best on the market. It does not even make sense to customize the model for your company, because when you customize your GPT 3.5, it will be much worse, even customized, than GPT-4o. The pace is too high. Do not think about models in any other way than using the best one, and that's it. And on top of the models, there are tools. Tell me some tools you use. Condense, yes, Condense is a great tool for researchers that enables you to analyze and synthesize research data and work with them. Any other tools you use? Perplexity, yes. Yes, one of my friends told me last night, I do not Google anymore, I only Plex. Because Google gives you just some shit optimized results as SEOs is, oh no, SEO results. Perplexity gives you the real answer. Or ChatGPT. That's a tool, it's not a model. ChatGPT is a tool on top of a model. What do you need to know about tools? You need to know only one thing. There is a lot of them, and you do not need to worry about learning everything about every single one of them, because it's not possible. Models like GPT 3.5 enabled enormous growth of all the tools. There is such a lot of tools on the market that it's not possible for a human to understand what's on the market right now. And I can tell you, some of them will die. Most of them will die eventually. So use your ChatGPT, or as I use POE. Do you know POE? POE.com. It enables you to use more models, this stuff, in the same chat. So it's interesting to work with it and compare different models between them and the answers from them. Because sometimes Claude 3 is, wow, that's a great answer. And sometimes GPT-4o is providing better answer. So on 3 clicks, I have 3 different answers from 3 different models. And that's what I need right now. Because they are similar, but same, but different, as we divers say. Okay, that's tools, models, and companies. And I wanted to talk about AI products, which means I'm talking about tools, not models, not companies. So for example, a content management system. And what does normal content management system do nowadays? It's human first. It's human first, which means everything in it is built around humans, which is quite okay. We are all human-centered designers, or nearly all of us are human-centered. And the tool is used by humans. So when AI models were competent enough to create stuff, and it was interesting to integrate them in the tool, the product managers said something like, oh, there's AI, so we should add a chatbot or a button. We should add a button that will generate the text, or will synthesize some data, or will enable any other stuff that AI is actually competent to do. And the thing why I'm talking about AI products is that I have an idea about a possible future, and the possible future is that the next competitor of this CMS will not be human-centered. It will not be human first. It will be AI first. What does it mean? Well, I will go to this tool and I will tell it, hey, my boss told me that we need to expand into this area. And the tool will do a research, a secondary research of the area. It will create some management summary of what will it do. It will plan the whole project. It will involve humans when necessary. Well, and that's it. We have expanded. Agency. That's the shit we need right now. And as you can see, it will be quite hard for all today's products to think in AI first way, because their whole business is centered around something that worked perfectly in pre-AI world. And it generates quite a lot of money. They have investors that tell them, you need to generate us more money. And so they will work on the product. And someone else, somewhere else, will think, okay, maybe it does not make any sense. No more. And they will create the AI first alternative, and all of us will use it a few years after. So there's a danger for us as product managers, as designers, as leads, that these new great capabilities do not only threaten our jobs, they threaten our own existence and our companies. And also it's opportunity, because every threat is an opportunity. If you want to know how to think about this stuff, because I did not made it up completely, my favorite tool is called Wordly Maps. And I teach it on a course called Strategic Thinking. And I have also another course for designers called Strategic Design, because when we talked to Elham and she told me, hey, we would like you to talk here, I told her, okay, I have these 14 topics, select one. And she said, well, maybe online facilitation or AI. And then we settled on AI. So I'm talking about AI with all of you, because just to hear me talking, it won't be that interesting. But that's only one of the topics of our course, Strategic Design, that will run next cycle in September. And that's all for me. Everyone's sad. In the future, yes. Right now, from my perspective, the AI first will be accompanied by supervisors that will supervise the thing, because it's not 100% accurate. It's not 90% accurate right now. It's not accurate. That's it. So you need to supervise it. And also, you need someone to do the stuff that AI cannot do right now. It can do a lot of stuff. It cannot do a lot of stuff. So you need people. You need people as someone who will be managed by AI. Because this thing will manage the people. In the future. There is no. In the future. In some unspecified future. And it might never happen, because on the model side, we might have hit the threshold and there will be no really better models. It does not seem that way right now, but it might. So this might never happen. It's all, everything depends on the models, and models depend on companies. So from my side, I have invested in some of them. And these are bets, definitely. Yes, but if this happens, then these companies and the companies that run this stuff in cloud will be very, very, very rich. Much richer than today. And they are fucking rich today. Thousandfold rich. Fucking. This is not an investor advice. Future. Anyone else? Any topic? Yeah. Elham. Right now, one of the things I will, or I would recommend you to think about or do, learn, is definitely facilitation, because it's not there on the list, but it's in physical spaces. And it might be online also. So workshop facilitation. I do not think AI will be able to do this in a near future. In midterm future, it might be. But in the near future, no. And well, definitely when you are doing any design project, use this stuff. Learn how this stuff works, because you will need it, because everyone else will be doing it. And managers do not care about 100% organic ideas, but they care about productivity. Very, very much. And also, the good idea is to work somewhere where nearly everything is physical, and or in the public sector, because public sector will never adopt this in few decades. So It's safe there. Fired, but heat. No. Smrádek, ale teploučko. Public sector. Never mind.
You will then ask finding trust.
That's good. That's good topic.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. The funny thing is, there are many, even here, there are many things that AI can do, and you do not need to trust it. And it can do a good job, even if you do not trust it. For example, any creative task. Because no one cares about your precious idea. Everyone cares about a validated idea that makes money. Yes. I understand what you mean. At the same time, no, we are not researchers as academic researchers, so we do not do these controlled experiments about how AI helps you in the workplace, and we do not need to because someone else is doing this. And Ethan Mollick and a group of researchers from Wharton Business School has done a research with Boston Consulting Group. And Boston Consulting Group has consultants, pretty smart people. And one group used AI, the other group did not. And what they found out was quite a large productivity boost and speed boost of these consultants. And the question is, will their work have better outcomes with AI or not? Will it change the behavior of the people? Well, that's the question, and you have to try. You have to try that yourself. If you, for example, do that, yes, the funny stuff, if you do not talk about CRO for e-commerce, which is stuff we do not do, actually, that's fast. You have weeks to find or days to find out if the idea you had or AI had worked. For example, in our setup, if I change anything based on AI on our website, I will find out in 3 years. Slow, fucking slow. So yes, I understand that you are, from what I understand, you are asking about outcomes. If the outcomes of the work were better, and my piece of advice is test your ideas. Test your ideas, because that will tell you if the idea is good or not. And there are many methods to test ideas, at least 30 of them. So you can do that. You can do that quite fast. And based on that, you will find out that it doesn't matter if the idea came from you or AI. The idea just works or not. And that's the question. That's the real question. Sorry. Sorry. Why not having a break like forever? I completely agree, and I would continue the discussion, for example, in the kitchen, because there's beer, isn't it? Oh my God, there's beer! We are in Czech Republic. This stuff works for discussions. Okay, thank you.